from my experience in fighting, from being a fighter. I've seen fighters that's on paper and on television, they look better than the fighter that looks better. But sometimes the guy that doesn't look that good, he wins, you know, and those things happen in fighting. That's why we watch fights. Pacquiao looks better than Mayweather. You know, he fights with opponents that supersede any opponent that Mayweather's fought. And being knocked out cold, came back, great fight, fighting great fighters, constantly fighting. He hasn't taken much time off, even after the devastating knockout that he had with Marquez. And not only that, anyone that gave this fight, the only time he had a difficult fight, the other opponent threw 100 punches around. Floyd doesn't throw nowhere near 100 punches around. And from watching his fights with guys that are ponderous and methodical, he tears them apart. If they get on the rope, he's all over the place. You look at the aspect that Pacquiao's speed is going to be a great asset. He has dynamite in both hands. He's smart. He's elusive. Not only fast, but he's elusive. He's hard to hit.
So, you like Pacquiao. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Don't.
2018, you fight Manny Pacquiao. Would you say that was the biggest fight of your career?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It was, man. It was a incredible moment for me. Great experience. I'd never been on that type of stage before. It was huge.
Do you stand behind that loss?
I do, but they was being biased, man, because of who he was. If you go look at that damn fight, turn off all the sound, and watch the fight, man, he wasn't touching me. I ain't have a scratch on me. I tore his retina too. A lot of people don't know. I almost ended his career because people don't come back from torn retinas. That ended Sugar Ray Leonard and many others. But he wasn't, they was just screaming. Every time he punched, he screamed. He's missing, I'm moving, and they just screaming. I mean, I ain't tripping. I know it's Manny Pacquiao, but.
Right, I mean, the most famous Asian fighter ever of all time. You had been in the ring with a lot of people. Now, this was your highest profile fight, but would you say that Pacquiao was your toughest opponent?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah, nah. Not for me.
Who do you think was tougher than Pacquiao for you?
Maidana. Way tougher.
Okay.
He was way tougher, way stronger, more rugged.
What do you think makes Pacquiao great, being in the ring with him?
His feet, his power, his speed, his IQ. He's good. He's good. He can fight.
You know, Ryan Garcia, do you think it's a little too young for him right now to have that smoke with Manny Pacquiao, or do you think he could pull that off?
Oh, he can pull it off. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You keep building yourself. I don't care about your social media and all that. I get it. I got it. You're a popular kid on social media and stuff like that, but still, we got to continue to see and watch you improve over time. That's it. You know, he made a lot of mistakes his last fight. He needs to go back and correct those mistakes and continue to perfect his craft over time. But as far as getting in there with a legend like Manny Pacquiao, I always say this: how the hell did you earn it? That's what's wrong with this generation. They just, well, I got my numbers, and that's all you hear, my numbers, and oh, look at these ratings and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, okay, cool. I hear you. It's have great numbers, but you know, if I go down to my local grocery store and I ask the clerk, do you know who Ryan Garcia is? She gonna say no. But if she say Manny Pacquiao, of course, trust me, she's not gonna know who Ryan Garcia is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like the matchup. I think that Ryan Garcia has enough work that he can do at 135 and continue to build on his career. I don't think he's earned the right to even face a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was a welterweight champion of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that they got him in, I guess, a champion in recess or whatever.
Right.
I understand all of that, but you know, he's in 2 weight classes up, man. Seriously, honestly, bro. Like, one of those left hands comes from Manny Pacquiao. Trust me. You know, I felt him many times. No joke. You know. And do you really want to see Ryan Garcia get slept by a 40-something-year-old Manny Pacquiao if he was to catch him? You know what I'm saying? Which I think he would. I think that he would catch him. No, you don't want to see that. Why would you ruin a kid like that? No, continue to build up you, Ryan Garcia. Build up your credibility. So that way you can be possibly a Manny Pacquiao status and have that type of status. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's possible. I'm gonna be honest with you, because Manny Pacquiao, there's only gonna be one.
Right.
You know,
no, really.
There's only gonna be one. I mean, come on, 8 division world champion. But you know, the kid Ryan Garcia can fight, continue to just build, just as I said about Haney, just as I said about Teofimo Lopez, and eventually when the time is right.
One of the best fighters I ever faced. I see why he has accomplished so much in the sport of boxing, the angles that he used. But I'm so crafty. All I had to do is find one thing. Manny Pacquiao has to set up. You set up. What I do, I time him. Box, touch it. Because my reach is a 72. So touch it. Because mainly he like to fight in the inside and throw a bunch of shots. So what I do is box, step back, watch him, check him with the hook, and then he turn back around, he gotta set up again. And while he's setting up, I'm boxing, picking different shots, and then when we get too close, I lock him up so he won't get no shots off. Smart. Working smarter, not harder.
Is there anyone in particular that was the hardest? Who was your toughest opponent?
All the tough guys can fight. All of them do something good. Manny Pacquiao is a lot faster than I thought he would be. He's fast, good footwork. Miguel Cotto is very strong. Canelo, good defense, the total package. Marquez, a hell of a fighter. All the fighters, man. All them guys can fight. They can fight their ass off. But can't fight like Manny, man.
Like who? Who would you want to fight that you'd never fought?
I would have loved to have a rematch with Felix Trinidad, who beat me.
Yes, in 99.
In 99. I would have loved to have a rematch with Floyd Mayweather, who took the decision. I wouldn't have loved to fight Pacquiao again because he kicked my ass. Sorry, he kicked my butt. But yeah, there were many fighters out there who I would have loved to fight 2 or 3 times.
So you had enough of Pacquiao, is what you're saying.
Right when I walked into the ring, I had enough of Pacquiao. Oh my gosh, it's sad too at the end because it shows the whole Pacquiao sit up in training camp when preparing for Pacquiao. So I knew that was the end already for me. Because Pacquiao was just coming up.
Yeah.
Pacquiao was like the star in the making. But what really screwed up and nobody knew. So I was literally a dead man walking into the ring. I had no chance whatsoever. No reflexes whatsoever. There's a part in the doc where it tells you, and it's a true story. I believe in the 7th or 8th round, he was just pummeling on me, just in the corner, just hitting me. And I was just wishing, just land that one perfect punch just to end it all.
Could you ever see yourself and Floyd getting back in the ring?
It depends on him because I am willing to have a rematch with him, a real fight, not an exhibition. We need to answer those questions in the minds of the fans because that's the question of a lot of the minds of the people. And a lot of people until now they're asking when is the rematch with Floyd Mayweather. I told them no, it's I don't think he will fight again. He's scared to death to have a rematch with me. That's my analysis about him because he don't want to fight me again. Of course, I can fight Crawford. I can fight Prince Crawford or Spence. I'm eager to fight with them because to test them if they're really a champion. I've been fighting with one of the greatest boxers in the world, so I want to test them. I can, even though I was retired, I keep on working and playing basketball, work out almost every day. I'm still young and there's a lot more for me, and I know that God has there's a perfect timing, and maybe not this time, but and as long as I'm still okay, I'm strong, and God give me the strength, I will serve the people and help the people. I will do the right things while I'm still alive in this earth.
If you were to fight Pacquiao in his prime, how would that go?
I think I was smoking Pacquiao.
In his prime?
Yeah. I like Pacquiao, but like I was gonna make sure he took them tests. I wasn't gonna fight him without making sure he was like doing the tests and everything was like straight for it, no cheating or nothing.
How would you have prepared for Pacquiao? He throws in multiple punches at one time and angles, and his looks are always different.
Keep the fight boring. Fans probably gonna hate me for saying this too. He like exchanging fighter, he an exciting fighter. If I was to fight him, I would never like really exchange with him. I would like keep the fight as boring as possible. Like how Floyd for him, like in When Floyd fought him, everybody thought it was a boring fight. I probably would try to like emulate the same kind of style against Pacquiao, just because I know you don't want to exchange with no dude like Pacquiao. He real strong, and he'll surprise you.
But Floyd got a lot of flack for that fight because every time he got in trouble, it was a hug fest.
I disagree. I actually like the fight. I think it was a great performance on Floyd end, but Floyd handicapped him.
What's your most memorable fight for you? The most memorable one that for you, when you look back on your career, you say, this is the one that I'm always going to remember more than the others.
What's important in my career? I think when my fights with Pacquiao was, I think, I drove in my career.
Everybody will remember you for that rivalry.
Yes,
People will remember Juan Manuel Marquez, but you had so many great fights. But I think even the casual boxing fan will probably remember you for the Pacquiao rivalry.
Great, yes. The people think, when I say Juan Manuel Marquez, the people think of Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez for fights.
Yeah.
Every fight is important for career, every fighter. And I think Pacquiao, the people think it's Pacquiao Marquez fights.
This rivalry was so incredible that it was just not you and Pacquiao, it was Nacho and Freddie.
Yes, we need to make a fight Nacho with Freddie Roach. We need to make the fight. Nacho was a great trainer. He's a great trainer. Freddie Roach is the same thing, and I think I'm
they are also responsible for you being here as well. You know, everybody played their little part.
The ability right now to call out whoever you want to fight next. Who do you want the most?
I want Pacquiao. That was a fight that should have happened right now. That was the only thing that we was waiting on.
Manny never seemed keen on fighting you years ago when you guys were both under top rank. Why do you think he'd be more willing to step up and take that fight now?
I don't know. Manny is a true champion. You know, he never shied away from any challenge, anytime. You know, so that's just him being the great Manny Pacquiao that he is. You know, fighting these young lions and beating two of them. And
for a lot of these knockouts as a southpaw, why do you usually seem to start off right-handed?
Well, I start off right-handed because I'm right-handed. So, you know, I just want to test the waters, and I had to switch it up.
Is it at all because you don't like to give them your best look early on until you...
No, I don't consider that my best look. You know, like I said, styles make fights, and me switching to southpaw was a better style for that fight. You know, I won't say, you know, the right is the hammer, you know, because the left is the brick.
Do you feel now that these big fights are beckoning that you have to go out there and promote yourself a little bit harder and really kind of call out these guys for the fights that you want?
Listen, I always said I'm number one. I don't really have to call out all these fighters.
I've been hearing Manny Pacquiao as a potential opponent for Ryan Garcia. Why do you feel now's the time is right to do that, and can it actually happen?
The reason why we can now talk about it, Manny Pacquiao was just victorious in a suit he was involved in, which obviously didn't allow him to fight in the States. So now that he's free to do so, you know, it's a very real option for both guys, because imagine a Ryan Garcia Manny Pacquiao fight at a catch weight, depending on what that weight is, can be the biggest fight for both guys. Manny's a small guy. All his weight is in his calves, I think. You know, he's got big calves, strong calves. But yeah, I can see that fight happening at 142, 143 maybe. Ryan Garcia's a big kid, but that's alongside Rollies and alongside Pitbull and Teofimo Lopez, who Ryan Garcia mentioned. I think Manny Pacquiao is the biggest fight that can be made. It all depends on what Ryan is feeling. I mean, we all know that he doesn't like tune-ups. You know, he didn't have a tune-up before Gervonta Davis. It all depends when we sit down and figure out, you know, what he wants to do. But we're hoping by September, October, he can come back and fight. The biggest fight out there for Ryan would be a Manny Pacquiao fight. It's going to be a great, entertaining fight, everything. Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Is it fair to assume that you came out of retirement because you want a rematch with Floyd Mayweather?
I came out from retirement because you know, it's hard to leave when you love a sport, so it's hard to leave. When I reviewed the fight, I threw a lot of punches than him, and I connected more than he connected. But you know, I know how to accept loss, and I respect the decision of the judges. I still believe that I won the fight.
Do you believe you can beat it this time, being 100% healthy?
I believe 100% that I can beat him. I'm in shape always, because I love exercise every day, so that's my habit. If the people want a rematch, then there's no problem.
What do you think of Floyd Mayweather Jr. out of the ring?
good for him that he won like that, and the people, there's a big question in the minds of the fans, big question because of that controversial decision. Although I'm not complaining that what happened. What I see him outside the ring is, of course, I don't want to blame him, but the way he grew with the wrong community, and like you have to know how to respect. Sometimes bad company corrupt good character.
I'm curious now. You felt Danny's punch, and when I've talked to people, they always say that Manny's punch is a really stinging punch.
Yeah.
A punch that stays with you.
Yeah.
How do you compare the two?
It's a different punch. I think Manny. I mean, I fought a lot of great punchers in my day, and everybody punches differently. And people always ask me, "Oh, does this guy hit hard?" Like, yeah, everybody hits hard.
Yeah.
Amir Khan hits hard. Is he the hardest puncher? No, but he hits hard. Everyone hits hard at this level. So it's just a different kind of punch. Manny's power is very surprising. He cuts good angles. You think you're safe, and you're not. I've overheard Tim Bradley talk about that too. Like, he just cuts such good angles and is able to generate power from those positions. So it's definitely different. Danny's power is more like spring loaded. Kind of like almost like a Roy Jones-ish.
Okay.
Not so wide, but that like really just short.
I remember I asked Shane that same question, and Shane told me there was at one point where he's like, "Where the hell are all these punches coming from?"
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Your guy moves and you lose him and you feel the vision, but like you think he's off balance, but he's not. He still is able to crack you.
Yeah.
Like what just hit me?
Put you in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, what would happen?
It would be an exciting fight. Pacquiao's a type of fighter with my style. I'll just grind him down later on in the fight and get him out of there. But it would be a competitive fight.
How about Floyd?
Floyd would be the easier fight for me. It'd be one of the most easiest fights that I fight my whole career. Why? Because he's a counterpuncher, and he normally waits till you commit yourself, and then he capitalizes, which is a good strategy. But if you're fighting a guy like with my all-around skills, I can beat you backwards, I can beat you sideways, I can beat you coming forward, I can beat you in an old Philadelphia drag-out alley type of fight. So Floyd would be a fight for me where it won't be as difficult as the fighters that's fighting him right now.
Let me ask you this. In your opinion, who's the best pound-for-pound fighter today? Is there one?
Right now, Pacquiao.
Hands down.
Hands down.
What's up, champ? If you had an opportunity to choose your next opponent from these three names, which would you pick? Yordani Ulgas, Mikey Garcia, or Virgil Ortiz?
That's a tough one. The Mikey fight is interesting. I know he's a smaller guy and everything. I didn't really like his performance against Spence. I think they did a lot of outside boxing. But, I think Ulgas would make the best fight. I know he respects me a lot, and I know he'd be honored to be in the ring, and I know he would do his best to come out victorious. And I just think stylistically that we could make a great fight.
Who you have winning between Earl and Manny, and please compare the difference in punching power between Danny Garcia and Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, if we're gonna talk about power, for me, nobody hit like Danny. Pacquiao, it's weird. Danny felt like a big brick, Pacquiao felt like a little brick. Now the weird part is Pacquiao's hands just felt heavy. I was thinking to myself, after the fight, I constantly was thinking, why did his fist feel like a rock? It was like awkward, right? I was like, why did his fist feel so hard in the fight? I was like, it was a little awkward. I don't really care about that stuff that much. I mean, I could handle it. It wasn't devastating. Didn't really feel like plaster, but it felt like something. It felt like a rock. So I thought, like, does he do certain training? Does he do certain, does he build up calluses? Does he have more dense bone density in his hands? Did they do some Asian stuff? What did they do? Who knows, right? And then looking at the picture, I was like, damn, you know what? Pacquiao wore them old school Mexican Reyes. And back when me and Ben Getty was knocking everybody out, we always wore those Mexican Reyes gloves. And I was like, ooh, what would it have felt like for Pacquiao if I would have wore those Reyeses? And I just had that thought come across my mind. So Pacquiao, he does hit hard, he hits fast, but as a welterweight, it's not the hardest punch I've ever felt. It's the hardest punch I ever felt coming from a little guy like Pacquiao. I never felt power from a little guy the way I felt it from Pacquiao.
After all the titles you've won, money you've made, what motivates you to keep boxing now when you don't really need
Like I said, that's the evidence of being passionate at this sport. That's the real passion. If you think I don't need to box, but You know, I want to box, I want to continue because boxing is my passion. You know, that's why I'm still here, and I'm happy giving honor to my country and of course entertain people. You know, when you're gonna stop until you feel something in your body? No, I mean, but right now I'm good. I can still fight. But being public service is my mission, so it's different.
How do you see your career ending? I mean, if you did get the Floyd fight, would you retire after that? Or
not yet.
Wow.
I want to have a fight. My dream is I want to have a fight. My last fight, he'll be in my country.
Is there a stadium big enough to hold?
Oh, we have a stadium, a Philippine arena.
Who's your favorite fighter in history? Who do you like the most? Who do you like in history the most? Which boxer? Who's your favorite?
You know, it's hard to say my favorite. A lot of fighters are good fighter in terms of skills. There's a lot. You know, like De La Hoya, Sugar Leonard, Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis. There's a lot of, but I cannot say because I don't know them. I don't know what their attitude or the way they treat each other. But for me, as a boxer, I want to be an inspiration and role model to everybody. That fame is not important to me. Fame is not success. Is not important to me. I don't put that in my head. I just want to be living, simple, friendly to everybody.
What is the greatest lesson that you have learned throughout your whole career to this sport?
To this sport is we entertain people, nothing personal to my opponents who beat me and I beat them. This is our job, this is our work. We entertain people, we do our work, we do our job in the ring. But we should be friendly and outside the ring. You know, I've been asking for Crawford since before. Give it to me, Crawford, and then they gave it to me.
Manny, how much longer do you want to box?
You know, right now, boxing is my passion. Actually, if you think, I don't need boxing. I don't need to continue my career boxing. But you know, I feel like empty and lonely when I don't have boxing in my career, in my life. So boxing is my passion, and I want to, you know, working hard. You know, even without schedule, if I don't have a scheduled fight, I'm still working out every day, playing basketball for 4 hours, 5 hours a day. I always thankful to the people who contribute, contribute to my career. Like what I'm talking about, even you, media, you help me a lot because without you, how can be, Manny Pacquiao? I can be Manny Pacquiao, right? So I treasure all those effort and help that people contribute to me being successful in my career, right? But in that success in my life, I don't put that in my head. So I just want to be normal, simple life, simple fit person. I'm not thinking that I'm a world champion. I just want to be a simple living person. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to be like, oh, I'm a champion. I'm not like that.
Have you finally moved on from Floyd?
He's retired already, so yes. Yes, I have no problem. I can fight anybody on 147. I tried to 154, but when I beat Margarito, and then the WBC asked me, "Are you going to defend your junior middleweight title?" No, give it to them. Never mind. That's too much for me.
Right. What did it feel to be hit by a 154-pounder?
It's different. It's different. Amazing. I survived that fight. The night of the fight, I was 48 pounds, and Margarito 165 pounds. That's why when the WBC, the commission asked me, "Are you going to defend your title?" No, never mind. Give it to them. I'm going back to 147.
You won the fight convincingly, obviously, but what did it feel like to get hit?
I can carry the punches, but the thing is, after the fight, you can feel something. It's too much. This 147 that's high for me. My natural weight is 140.
Manny, do you think fighters today are different than when you were coming up? Like do they have it easier? Is it just as tough?
There's some, but you know, boxing is still the same in how you prepare. If you work hard, then the fight will easy. If you don't work hard, then you will suffer in the ring. That's the principle of boxing.
Do you feel like guys are more risk adverse these days? They kind of take the easier fights. I mean, do you feel like that's something these guys aren't really willing to do at this level these days?
Some of those, but not all of them. For me, if I'm thinking about boxing, it's about how you prepare for the fight. Because for me, I don't consider myself as the best boxer or the best style in boxing, you know, in this sport. But I work hard. I punish myself during training. Like if my fight is 12 rounds, ask my coaches. I did every day like 28, 30 rounds. Or 33 rounds, sometimes 30. Before, when I was young, 36 rounds every day, and fighting for 12 rounds. So the Barrera fight, the Barrera one, look at, I threw a lot of punches from first round to 11th round. I didn't feel tired. The same speed, the same combination, the same throwing punches, more punches throwing at the later round. Because on that fight, I work every day 36 rounds. And the fight is 12 rounds, so it's easy. It's hard to compare myself to anybody. I mean, I don't know what their feeling is. If they feel something in their body, that's what we don't know. Like I said, even me, if I feel something, even a small something that I feel in my body, then I will not continue fighting.
Finally, Manny, Gervonta Davis. What do you think of him? What do you make of him as a fighter?
Davis is a good fighter. I mean, good fighter, yeah.
Is there ever any possibility that you would go back in the ring and fight someone like a Tank Davis?
If he wants, and if he come up to 147, then we can fight.
He can't meet you at 140?
145 maybe.
You have a lot of experience, but he's explosive. What would happen in that fight?
Oh, that's not a problem for me. Because I'm an experienced fighter, so. I have an exhibition match this coming December.
Against who?
Well, working on it, the opponent. Like we're working with Mayweather.
You're gonna do an exhibition with Floyd.
Yes.
Mayweather Pacquiao. Why don't you do it for reals?
Two best fighters are there.
I don't know. If he wants.
I'd heard you wanted to go and join the Olympics. Is that true? Are you still planning on wanting to do that for the Philippines?
Yeah, that's why we are trying to request to the Olympics committee to allow me to participate in the Olympics because there's an age limit. If they exempt me to participate in Olympics, then I can fight.
People say your hardest fight. I would, needless to say, Mayweather was the best, I thought.
That tells you everything you know. Victory over Ricky Hatton.
The hardest fight was, when Manny Pacquiao destroyed me in 2 rounds. That was very, very hard for me to accept.
My eyes keep telling me, wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger?
Well, no, he does not!
I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao?
27 victories.
Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to
Manny Pacquiao is getting a bit old now. Yeah. So I'm gonna be real. I wanna fight Manny Pacquiao. He said I'm ready, so I'm ready for him. I think I deserve to fight one of the biggest names.
There's a difference between a great fighter and TBE, and I proved that I'm the best. I was born to win. I was born to win. I'm gonna die a winner.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. I'm the best ever. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious.
Everybody stop talking now. Attention. I told you, all of my critics, I told you all that I was the greatest of all time. I told you today, I'm still the greatest of all time.
Do you have anything left to accomplish in boxing?
Yes. You know what is that?
No.
To erase the debate of who is the greatest boxer of all time.
And that would be you?
I don't know. That's why I'm still keep fighting.